Hello and welcome back to Castle of Adventure. Thank you very much for rejoining us. Last time we met this week's intrepid adventurers in the form of Craven, Hawthorne, Celine and Katja. We watched as they recovered from the victory celebrations of overcoming the walls of Caer Zelit, and we watched them prepare to start the journey, but no. So when we left off, we were setting up camp for the night. You form your own little groups, tent mates. Craig goes around for watches that night. Any of you want to volunteer to be on the watch?
I volunteered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I volunteer.
You volunteer as well?
Go to sleep.
You volunteered once is enough, and once got you in this much trouble, so volunteering you've decided is not for you in the future. Because everybody hands out food and stuff like that. It's like it's trail rations, it's stews, it's bread, it's fruit, basic kind of stuff. But there are wagons that come in behind you and can make sure that there are a constant flow of supplies.
Someone's thirsty.
Celine. As people start to head to their tents, you join the pickets for the watch that night.
Yep.
You see Antsy and Spindle and Callum and Blue Pearl are also on watch with you. All people that you trust with your life. Give me a perception check as you make the rounds with them.
21.
21. It's early, you think, in the evening. There is no way to sort of tell the time, and you sort of have to kind of guess. You patrol the ancient hall that you're in, and thoughts of all the things that Bazazath would have done as he stalked these corridors, the horrors that you've heard about. And you come to the next set of doors before you move on to uncharted territory. You can see by the doors that the cartographers of the group are already making detailed maps of the way that you've come so far today. Just as you're walking past, you hear, before anybody else does, just a faint, that's really bad wood for scratching on, just a faint scratching at the door. And as you hear it and you stop, and the people around you all kind of stop and they all just stare, hoping, wishing that for it to go away. After a few minutes, it dies down. Nothing else untoward happened on your watch.
Would I be able to have a little look down the sort of corridors and where we've been without coming out? I have. You'll see as Celine has a little look out, kind of like that glint that you get on a cat's eye, that like very light green. And Celine can see 300 feet into the dark.
Nice.
Twilight cleric.
Okay, nice. There are guards at the door, but you know them. And they heard it too. And while they're not thrilled to open the door, it would be wisest to have a look so that there's no surprises in the morning, we think. The door is cracked open a smidge and you pop an eye over to the dragon. Give me a perception check.
Yeah. And that's not as good as before, but it's not 13.
13. There's nothing in evidence in the corridor. However, you do see some wood shavings on the floor, and you can see fresh claw marks on the back of the door from where you are, but no other signs of anything.
Could I have a good look at them to see if I might recognise, any creatures or anything we've come across on our journeys or anything like that? If I can have a good inspect on the claw marks.
Give me, let's think. I'm going to say a nature check.
That's just a 9.
Just a 9.
Yep.
There are so many creatures that have talons, long nails, any sort of appendage that could scratch something, even like bony claws or something like that. So many things.
Yeah.
But it could be anything, sadly.
I just kind of put my own little paw in there and kind of like chart it to see if I can figure out how big it is, just for future reference. Okay. So I'll do a little like, just in case I come across it again.
A medicine check? Just to sort of...
Yeah, sure. 12.
12. I think humanoid size.
Yeah, humanoid size.
Humanoid size. Yeah.
So yes, okay.
It could be anything from small to large, but you think a medium humanoid sized creature is probably the most likely.
Because whoever's on the next watch, I'm going to pass on as much info as I can.
Funnily enough, the next head of the pickets would be Craven, who you pass on the news in whatever way you wish.
So I said, right, so there's some scratches on the door, but there's nothing to worry about. I've had a good look, I couldn't see anything, just some wood shavings, and it's like this and then this again is the sort of size creature that we're looking out for. So
big.
Not big, just bigger than me. So we're just looking for something a bit bigger than me.
Okay.
But I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Best of luck. Hope it all goes well.
Thanks.
Just one of those really irritating, cheery people when you're delivering the bad news.
As someone with quite a grim demeanour, you find the optimism difficult but refreshing. It's hard to find people who can maintain that constant level of cheeriness and optimism within an army, but usually there is one, and it kind of keeps everybody else a little bit cheerier.
And as I'm doing that, like myself, like, and best of luck is kind of like me casting guidance while they're having a little look. So I'm like, you
nice.
Can do it, it's
cool.
going to be great. So it feels a bit because of the optimism, but there's a little like thing to it.
All right. For as much as you're a little overwhelmed as she gives you a report and you come on, give me a perception check and roll a d4 for the guidance as well.
Yeah. Perception. That would be a 7 plus a 2.
Okay. Nothing. You patrol through the chamber. Hear odd noises that could be it's mostly things like a stone being kicked by someone, or the scratch of buckles on stone, or things like that.
Okay.
Normal camp sounds, but nothing happens during a watch. And the night passes. You wake up safely in your billets and your blankets and bedrolls. Feels clammy as you do so. But the army moves on. You make yourselves ready, you get dressed, you put on your armour each day, and you head deeper. After about an hour or so of marching, you start to see a body. Another body. More dead bodies. As you continue through a selection of chambers, it appears to give me investigation checks, or if you are trained in it, medicine. 15?
12.
12.
12 for medicine. Yeah.
Medicine. Okay. It appears like they fell where they stood. Like, they are wearing military armor, they're wearing ragtag bits of plate and leather. There are dwarf bodies, elven bodies, orc bodies. There are piles, puddles of unidentifiable sort of residue and sludge.
Can I just check, are these bodies being chopped with weapons or claws?
Okay. If you investigate a little closer, you got 14?
Yeah.
You can't find any marks on the bodies. Except those sort of natural splits where body tissue starts to decompose naturally, you know? But looking at it with a 14, you'd be able to tell what is a blade or a claw. Yeah. You've seen them.
Being ripped apart. Or...
Yeah, but these people just expired.
Are they our people? Or are they...
No, these are forces of Bazazath, you would guess.
Ah, I see. And how long ago were they supposed to have sort of perished?
Well, you took the castle 2 days ago now.
Okay.
And I mean, you were expecting. I mean, you've travelled unopposed so far into the depths, and you've travelled, I mean, probably about 20 miles as the crow flies, but it's been winding and twisted. So you think that these might be what's left, possibly, of Bazazath's forces? Because you fought army upon army in the field. You fought what was left, you thought, of the people in the castle. You fought demons and devils and creatures of shadow, creatures of flame, creatures of ice, mortal creatures, orcs, humans, elves, lizard folk. These appear to be what's left of the mortal people who was fighting for Bazda.
Oh well, I'm dead. Let's move on.
Just before I move, can I see if there's like anything hanging above us?
Anything hanging above you?
Just to see if there's anything there.
Okay. Give me a perception check then.
24.
24. You look up and don't know why you chose that moment to look up, but you see like just a haze or a wisp of cloud or vapor for a brief second, like a breeze took it away. Then it's gone.
I'm going to find the nearest officer and I'm just going to let him know that there might be something hovering above us. So have people keep eyes out. There's something there.
The nearest officer would be Corporal Slug. And you report it to them. She is a human female. She has one eye. She's like, describe it again to me.
It was some form of wisp. Is there any like breeze here carrying it through?
There's every now and again you catch a slight breeze from the way that you've come, but that's about it.
So when I saw the cloud disappear, was there a breeze?
Yes, you would have felt a little bit.
There was something hanging above us. It could just be a cloud, but I'm not entirely sure down here. We all know this place feels wrong.
Give me an Arcana check.
10.
I mean, there are all kinds of spells that you are aware of that can act as in a cloud way. Could be that. Could be like a poison in the air. Could be something like that, or it could have just been could have been a dust bunny. It gets. You start to notice this sort of tang in the air, almost like iron, as you move forward. And more bodies and more bodies and more bodies as you move deeper and deeper in. In fact, people are peeled off your company to start removing bodies and taking them outside. You find at least 50 people have been reassigned to start clearing corpses as you journey in deeper. There are given carts to start wheeling them back. And there are clerics like yourself being attached who are already looking at them, casting detect poison, detect magic, all these kinds of things, just to kind of figure out what happened to them.
Do any of these bodies have nicer weapons than we do? Just, collectors.
Give me an investigation check.
Interest.
There are many bodies as you go, and if you're
4.
You find weapons that look more brutal, that look more jagged, that look more intimidating. They would do exactly the same thing, and technically, on a like a rules thing, they would do the same stuff. But you could reflavor anything that you find to be what you have. But you do find a silver ring on one of the hands that you take. Just sparkly gem, you find it. But nothing that's going to be like, this is a magic sword of legendary power, and this is mine. But nothing that leaps out at you. Sadly.
While they're having the body loot, I might go report to duty to one of the officers as well and say, I'm a cleric here, I can absolutely help. If you think anyone's recently dead and you've got, a bit of diamond on you, anything like that could totally revivify them for you, or anything that would be helpful at all. So, madam, thank you very much.
Diamonds. We have diamonds in the baggage.
Do we?
What can... Oh yes, we're fully stacked. Imowen has made sure that this journey is made sure that we're fully prepared. What were you thinking of doing, and we'll see if we have it on board?
Well, it depends how dead we think. Do you know, are they recently dead, or what are people thinking so far? What are the clerics thinking so far?
We think it's happened in the last day or two.
I'm only very good if they've just
expired.
Yeah. So anyone a little more?
Okay. Do a medicine check around if you want.
Yeah, sure.
See if you can find anybody that's still grasping onto life.
16.
16. Okay, 1 sec. You search and you go through and you take everybody. You look for the pulse point. It is obvious, though, that there's nobody here that has recently expired. However, the officer, Lieutenant Sunrise, asks what clerical supplies you need for any spell components and stuff. We'd rather you were fully stocked.
Oh, thank you so much. It's just, if anyone does happen to it's always very handy if I have something like that. So,
Absolutely.
A little bit of sparkle, something along those lines.
Diamonds, we have diamonds. Any other gems that you would be requiring? Any other rare ingredients? Diamonds.
Diamonds, really, I think that's the only one that I really need at the moment.
She clicks her fingers and the hand goes up and Quartermaster scurries over. She says, we need diamonds for the clerics. Some of them haven't been issued out. He runs off, and he comes back with a bag, and it's full of pouches that seem to be filled with various different kinds of diamonds. You have like ones that are probably smaller, cut, loose diamonds, some are rough, and he hands off about 300 gold's worth of loose diamonds, and he gives you a solid diamond as well.
Oh, thank you so very much.
Well, you're going to be keeping us on our toes, hopefully.
Oh, well, hopefully. And, everybody, if we do spot someone that's, like, recently, no longer with us, then if you could get hold of them, I'll revivify them, and then you could hit them. Okay. That'd be lovely. Thank
Excellent.
you
We also have, some of the priests of death who are
much better than
interrogating some of the dead also. But I will bear you in mind.
Oh, thank you.
It was Celine, yes?
Yes.
Thank you, Celine. Sunrise is an elf. They're a moon elf. They've got that sort of light blue skin and dark blue-black hair. And they're wearing this sort of amazing like shoulder pads on their like really graceful armor that they're sort of wearing. This is incredibly ornate, and this costs a lot. You can see that this elf could be like it's been in the family for centuries. This sort of armor. It's like amazing, Celine. As you were, and thank you for bringing this to my attention. If there's anything else that our clerics or other staffers need, be sure to let us know. We have as much supplies as we could do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.
Did you guys know we can just ask for diamonds?
Did you not know?
No, I did not know. Did you think I would be here if I knew that?
Look at all my diamonds. They're so nice.
The wrong
People are so
career.
kind.
What?
To be
What
fair,
are
To be fair, I've been helping myself.
fair, those diamonds are probably what's
Well, I think
big here besides the prince.
So
I think
we
I
get
have them.
we get those if people die.
Yes.
Only the clerics.
Oh no, I don't.
I don't think you want to die.
No, I don't want to die, but I would very much like someone else to die if that's what we get
I
for
mean,
it.
you could always pick a god and pray. Sometimes that happens.
Oh, would you like to convert?
Do I get diamonds?
Do you have a god?
Apparently.
I'll think about it.
Is there someone that Katya would, like a god of shadows or thievery?
Isn't there a goddess of luck? I think?
Yes, there is a goddess of luck.
Something like that, yeah. Probably more like. I think she'd more be into like paganism. and
Yep.
stuff, you know,
So,
like,
kind of earthy kind of.
forest, earthy, but,
Okay.
like survivally.
Are you going to attempt to commune with a god just to see if it's something you can do?
Why the fuck not?
Give me a percentile die roll.
Are you
Can I give her the help by like encouraging her with how to pray and
Yeah,
how you do these
You
things?
can kind of like
I'll
talk her through
talk
it,
you
walk her through it.
So kneel down and we get very serious, okay?
Controlling your breathing helps.
If you get over 95, I will
Okay.
give you an immediate level in cleric.
Let's go. It's so close though. It's so close.
87.
87.
Kathy is just like.
You reach out and
Oh
you
my
send your
God.
prayer out into the celestial realms. And you don't know why, something looks your way, but nothing answers. You get the feeling like you piqued someone's attention, but you didn't, not enough to answer.
No diamonds?
I know it, Katie, you're the chosen one. It's gonna happen.
Well, persistence is the name of the game with these sort of things.
Absolutely.
Best keep trying.
The corpses in this area are cleared away and you move forward. But each step becomes more and more depressing as the number of dead creatures becomes almost astounding, until almost a fifth of your force is being detached to remove corpses.
Does this feel like a trap to anyone else?
This entire thing felt like a trap.
Do the corpses, like as we're walking, do they look like older to more recent, or all at the same time?
All at the same time.
Right.
Like, it looks like they dropped.
Right.
What could have killed this entire horde at once?
Poison? Sacrifice? Act of the gods?
Give me perception checks, everybody.
Big rock.
Indiana Jones it?
I'm not doing good tonight.
23.
8, 23,
16.
16,
13.
13. Okay, so you two, in fact, you would notice it as well. You see more of those little pictograms. What languages do you speak?
I speak birdfolk. Have an interest, funnily enough.
Okay.
Abyssal celestial.
You recognise that these are prayers.
Okay.
Each image of a scribbled on sort of crown has a dark prayer to it.
So more abyssally than celestial, we say.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can read them. It's like, Dark Father, guide me unto you, blah 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 blah, all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Would this ring any bells for Hawthorne? Because they were raised around a lot of different clerics and different faiths. Would any ring a bell?
Give me a religion check. With advantage for your background.
18.
I'm 18. Yes, the word Dark Father is clearly a reference to Bazazath, you feel. Our Lord and Master, our Saviour, all that kind of stuff. And that image of the jagged crown is nagging something in the back of your head. It's irritating. But then the call to move on is sounded, and the darkness beckons once more. Spend another warm and comfortable night underground. And in the morning, you start off again. Except now, give me another round of perception checks then, folk. It's not a hard one.
11.
11? 6.
13.
15.
Okay. You don't smell it at all, but everybody else, you can. It's just starting to get that whiff of decomposure in the air. That rotting flesh, that sickly sweet hangs like in the air. You can feel it. It's that that's leaving that irony taste in your mouth as fumes and stuff start to circulate in these corridors.
Hawthorne's going to start warming up the muscles just for a fight.
Okay.
And they're going to immediately just look to the ceiling again.
Quick perception check.
17.
17. Don't see anything this time. You march for 3-4 hours, and you come to a huge carven chamber. The ceiling goes up into the shadows. You don't know if it's carven stone or a natural chamber. It starts off what looks like with huge carved cut blocks. Whether that carries up into the darkness, you don't know. There are hundreds of bodies around. There are houses and huts has the look of some sort of ramshackle town. Or it did. You can see where roofs have fallen in, statues have toppled, wood has rotted away. You go to grab a piece and it just crumbles in your hand. It's dark, it's clammy. Give me perception checks, everyone.
Would I possibly, would I be able to climb up one of the sort of pillory statue bits to see if I can get a better look around?
Give me an athletics check.
I got a 16.
16.
Ooh, reflexive. 17. That was minus
17
one.
climbing. You climb up one of the statues and you can see up to like 300 feet, can't you?
Yeah.
You can see that the walls eventually go from cut stone into cavern, like hard rock.
Yeah.
Above you there seems to be small alcoves up high in the vaulted ceiling. And you got what for perception? 16 for perception. You walk these streets and the prince decides to leave a group here before moving on to a parallel chamber and keep the force moving. He selects Spindle's group, of which you all happen to be a part. Search the buildings, search the houses. Anything that's useful, we take. Anything else, leave behind. Corpse collectors will come for the bodies. After that, move on. Catch up as quickly as you can. Understood? Excellent. Hop 2. Give me investigation checks.
I'll call down. So, should I look in the caverns up here as well, or is it just the huts? What are we looking in?
I mean, how far can you climb?
I have a climbing speed. So yes, at 30 feet climbing speed as well.
For investigation.
14?
13.
13? 8. And you're climbing up. So do you need to do an athletics check if you have climbing speed?
I have a climbing speed, so I don't know.
I'm going to say you can climb a certain height before it gets to get difficult. When it's all cut stone and stuff, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got things that you can get your claws into. But as it gets to like slicker stone in some places, that's going to get hard, and you might have to like jump from handhold to handhold.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say you can get about 50 feet up before the choice of whether you wish to keep going further and possibly falling 50 feet, or whether you would like to go back down.
Yeah, I'd just like to try and have a little peer into one of the caverns. That's all I really want to look at. Just because of him saying about the vapor and things as far as
if you would like to roll with advantage, you can climb higher.
Yeah.
But you'll be, from this perspective, you would be rolling from disadvantage.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'll go higher. I'll just be risky. That's
Straight.
fine.
So give me an athletics check. At advantage because you do have a climbing speed.
Okay. 11?
11.
Minus 1.
Yeah. No, you're not nimble, but you make your way up. Give me your perception check at advantage just now that you've moved yourself. It's hard to get a good angle, but you claw your way steadily, one hand at a time, and then you look down and you're like, I'm 100 feet in the air.
Ears are back. So I got an 18.
18.
Check.
You cling to the wall. Your fingers are aching and paws bleeding in some places because it's not easy. And you're just about to try and climb back down when you see a ghostly blue light. For a moment, and then you hear this deep sort of noise. Can't identify it, but you hear that it's, and then the blue fades, and you're not even sure what that was. And because you were able to make it up, you can make it down.
Thank you very much.
And it's that point that you get down to the floor that... Jesus
Who
Christ.
brought the bards?
Best joke. And it's as you get back down to the ground that you notice one of the eyes of one of the people has a blue light there.
The people or the statue?
One of the people, dead people.
The dead people. Right, I'll definitely go and find this lovely motley crew.
Okay.
I think I've seen a ghost. It wasn't very nice. It's blue, and it went ooh. And now I think I'm seeing the ghost in the dead people as well.
Any specific dead people or stuff?
This one. This one.
This
right
one
here.
right here that we're all stood around.
It's got a blue eye, same blue as the blue ghost. I'm not familiar with ghosts as a whole.
I mean, if it's already died once, how hard can it be?
This is why you're the chosen one. You're so brave. I'm gonna leave it for you to solve.
And as you're having this discussion...
Can I grab a dagger and just plant it straight into the eye?
Okay,
Ooh.
nice. So
Double
just
head.
as you pull your dagger out, you see that this head goes from lying on the ground, and you hear this, and that rictus grin just looks up at you, and you just you were going to do it anyway, but you stab down into the creature's head, and the eye fades. But then you look around, and you see a blue light in the eyes. Another, and you see all these lights start to light up in the eyes of these corpses around you. Roll for initiative.
I don't like ghosts.
Amazing. And we're going to leave it just there for now, folks. If you're watching on YouTube, catch us next week. And if you're watching on Twitch, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Gather round, brave souls, our quest begins tonight. Legends unfold in the castle's light. Dungeons dark and deep, heroes take their stand. Mysteries we'll keep in this ancient land. Castle of adventure, magic in the air. Through the storm we venture, our hearts beating fear. Wizards cast their spells, warriors raise their swords. In the night it swells with forgotten words. Castle of adventure, magic in the air. Through the storm we venture, our hearts beating fear. Wizards cast their spells, warriors raise their swords. In the night it swells with forgotten words. Castle of adventure, magic music in the air. Through the storm we venture, our hearts beating fear. Friends we will become in the face of fear. Kingdoms overthrown, but together here. Friends we will become in the face of fear. Kingdoms overthrown, but together here.